Alrighty, still no tripod. Man, it feels so good out here right now. I actually like it when it's warmer, with personal tastes. If like 73 degrees is like the perfect temperature, I would rather be 83 than 63 and 93 than 53. Does that make sense? I like the warm end of the spectrum better than the cold end. This is perfect. Even though it's, my watch says it's 99 degrees out here, which is hot. But compared to like 108 and in the sun, which is what it was earlier, I feel great. Like, this feels amazing. Maybe it's not actually that hot. I'm in a spot with not very much signal because I decided to take the old scenic route up the mountain. I'll show you real quick. I think it is stunning. It is so pretty up here. My goodness. I think today is day 45 or 46. Honestly, I have a hard time remembering. It's one of those two, though. I'm gonna say day 46. Pretty sure yesterday was day 45. And I've decided I'm gonna start doing nightly vlogs, just to try to encapsulate something, or else you just forget so much. It's amazing what we're capable of forgetting. Today I went from some random spot in the highway a couple miles past Rufus, Oregon, which is a lovely place with lovely people like Selma, my friend, to the Dalles. I think that's how you pronounce it, the Dalles. That's actually the name of the city, is the Dalles, which I think is kind of cool. Unique, at least. I wish I could have spent more time in the city, but it was so hot, especially being in a city. It kind of traps the heat with all the asphalt and lack of wind and lack of greenery. It makes it so much hotter, so I sort of had to take refuge in some of the air conditioning places. Car. And wait him out. Our friend called me today, which always makes it so much easier to talk about the trip and sort of figure out things, because you gotta explain it to someone else. Good old Gary. Gare Bear. I don't think he actually likes being called Gare Bear. Nor does he like being called the Two Master. We got him one time with that twee, twa, tway, two joke. He didn't like that very much. It was really funny. Oh, why am I out here? I don't know. Such a complicated question. Simplest answer is I wanted to. Humans generally end up doing what they want. And they might not think like, oh, I'm not doing what I want to do with my life, but you know, you made the choices that got you to where you are. And as much as it's true that statistically your circumstance plays a huge role in your development and how much you think that's possible, at the end of the day, we all still have agency. We all still have the ability to choose, and if you don't like what you're doing with your life, or if you always wish you had done something else, go out and do it. Yeah, there are consequences. Yeah, there are always a million reasons not to do it, but that's always gonna be true, you know? If you take that first step, the rest of them tend to be solvable. Even if you can't see the end from the beginning, just have faith that it's, you know, probably gonna be doable. People have done crazy hard things. They've put a man on the moon, and one guy ran 100 Ironmans. Whew, sorry. 100 Ironmans in 100 consecutive days. That's insane. A boggles the mind. But being out here, I've just felt so connected to the earth. Which sounds so cheesy. I mean, it's so easy to not be connected to the planet. We are really good, and it's funny because I actually really like buildings. I like building things, but being in buildings all the time, I think it's a balance thing. Yeah, it's cool that we can control our environment with climate control, air conditioning, heating, and keeps the bugs out, stops the wind, stops the rain, stops the snow, and all that's cool, but all the time, are you going to remember the 500 nights that you didn't get rained on or snowed on? Are you going to remember the one night where you were caught in a snowstorm and had to walk your way home because your car died or something, and you had to walk the couple miles home? And then how much better does the indoors feel in comparison? I don't know, I recognize that people have different values. Not everybody needs to do this with their life. But I think there's enough people out there that this message is relevant for, who wake up and live a life every day always wishing they were doing something different. To those people I say, try. I understand. I went to college, I studied, I got my degree, I got a job working as a finance analyst, and there's a reason I picked that sort of track. It was interesting and it was fun, and I like problem solving, and I like my coworkers, and I liked having fun. But it was such a prevalent thought for me that I get so caught up looking at Google Maps, satellite view, and just scrolling through the earth and random places, the Congo or the Philippines or North Carolina, Rhode Island, I just want to explore them so badly. I would see people who were out there doing something that was worth remembering. I felt like spending hundreds and hundreds of days in a row, not including weekends, but doing something so indistinguishable from the day to day. It just left me with this feeling of like, there's got to be something more I can do. This can't be it. So I acted on it. I tried for a while to see if I could tweak variables. I shifted jobs, which had different commutes, different bosses, different responsibilities, and some of them fit better than others, and it was cool. It was fun. I enjoyed a lot of the time I had. But every day I'd look at my computer and I would go, wow, where's that shot taken? Because they always have a different background for Windows, and I would spend a while just sort of exploring that before I, sort of dragged myself back to stuff I didn't really want to be doing all that often, at least in that proportion. There was a curiosity. There's so much world to see. Even the not pretty parts are worth seeing, just to make you understand appreciate the beautiful sections more. I mean, this is gorgeous. More than that, you do hard things. This is a struggle. After 4 or 5 days, I am so over this wind. Oh, goodness. It keeps the solar panel, it keeps catching it and hitting me in the face with it, which gets to you after a couple times. This also just makes pushing this cart road's trying to push me backwards right now. I mean, easily 3 to 4 times is difficult and tiring, and therefore slow. I mean, it's an experience, but oh boy, everything in the right amounts. It's hot. It's gonna be really hot for the next couple days. Physically, it's tiring. I always have to wonder where I'm gonna get water. I have to pee all the time, and I'm usually on a road, so it's not very private, so you gotta sort of figure that out. And sometimes worse. You know, I don't, sometimes I miss just hanging out and talking to people and watching movies and having air conditioning. I never know where I'm gonna sleep. Ever. Very pretty. Tragically, I'm only seeing it because I haven't found somewhere to sleep quite yet. Pretty nice camping spot last night. You learn a lot of stuff on the road, obviously, while you're getting better at it and stuff. One thing I learned, never park next to train tracks. Really hoping this doesn't happen that often. Especially when they converge with the road. Because I think it's a rule that they have to honk in case people are coming to warn them. And of the 8 or 9 trains that passed last night, 4 of them were within like a 20-minute span at 3 in the morning. Yeah, that was loud. Always worried about like my stuff. My whole life is in a cart. It'd be pretty, well, I mean, not my whole life. I've got a bunch of stuff at my house back in Utah. And if it wouldn't be the end of the world, but it would be pretty inconvenient to have somebody have a little shopping spree in my cart. So I've always got to worry about sort of making sure that's that. And because I've got the cart, I'm not very inconspicuous. So I always have to be ready for people to want to talk to me. I'm on roads, so I gotta always make sure that people are paying attention. That's not always the case. A lot of cell phone users out there. A lot of swerves happening on my part. It's just very intense all the time. There's a car coming. Pause. It also just makes me feel so alive. Say what you will about this journey, but when I'm 100, if I live to be that long, when I'm 100, I'll remember what I did when I was 27. And I don't think everybody can remember a lot about what happened to them specifically in a specific year. And one of my life goals to make sure I can. I want each year to be notable. I don't want to go, oh man, 30 years ago, oof, I don't know. It all sort of is a blur for a decade or two there. You know, I just lived a life that was so similar. And that's not for everybody, I get it, it's fine. To be honest, I would love to have a family. I would love that more than anything in the entire world. Wife and some kids and, you know, maybe a dog. So that doesn't preclude you from living a life worth living. There's a lot of ways to live a life worth living, a life worth remembering. This is an itch I had, and it's fun and fulfilling for me, meaningful. Just do something for you that makes you feel meaningful, like you're doing something meaningful. take time, but to think about life and to think about what your values are, what matters to you. And do something that pushes the needle on those. I don't think you'll regret it. Day 46, I think. Let's see, what is today? Maybe it's day 45. I'll have to check. Alright, I'm gonna go brush my teeth, kind of get ready for bed, maybe eat a Pop-Tart before I brush my teeth. I'll report back.